Hello friends, welcome to Daily Map number 8, a start of the second week of Daily Maps. And this is going to be one of 2 uploads I do today, including the second part of the Publishing and Adventure series. Very exciting. Today we are actually going to go in, and I believe that I am in the mood to make an island map, and that is what exactly I will do. Exactly what I will do. God, my sentence structure has faltered greatly over the last couple of days. So first things first, I just really quickly want to mess around with the water. So, let me go ahead and go back to land generation. Let me generate a continent here, and then let me go back to the vintage worn sample with the big text. I think that we're going to go with feudal, and I think the ground texture we are going to go with not equirectangular, that's a bit stretched out. We'll go the. Well, we'll change that in a minute, but I do want to go back and change the green water. Resetting it back to 0 here. -0, to be precise. There we go. 0. Let's see if there's like a. Yeah, that's nice. That deep blue there, saturation. Desaturated a little bit. Value, kind of drop that down, and the stained amount will give that little pock area. We can give that the little sense of shadow going on there. Now we're going to go to our land. We are going to go to our land generation tool. We are going to go archipelago, which is going to be the islands. We're going to drop that water level, whoa, not that far down, but to 0.01 to kind of make as big levels as we can. We're going to increase the detail. We're going to increase the roughness so it's really screwed up. Then we're going to kind of fine tune what it is that we want from this. And what we're looking for here is we are looking for like big shapes that we can turn into islands. We're not necessarily looking specifically at the islands that are generated. Ooh, yeah, here we go. This is a good one. This is a real good one. Okay, so now we're going to go to our raise land tool, and we're going to do the same thing we did in yesterday's video. But instead of creating land masses, we are just going to connect some of the islands together, give the illusion that these islands are bigger. And by the illusion, we are physically making them bigger, so I guess maybe the illusion is the wrong word. We are going to make some of these islands larger. We are going to do that by raising the land in between them and connecting them to each other. We got this little area down here, which I kind of actually just enjoy the way that they are. Maybe do something like that, something like that, something like that. And then we have these down here, which we're just going to go ahead and get rid of. We have these over here, which we're just going to go ahead and get rid of. We're going to go over here. We're going to grab our raise land tool. We're going to go ahead and connect these as a little triangle piece of land here, and we'll mess this shape up a little bit, make it look a little bit less like a triangle. Connect that, we'll connect that, and actually, you know what I want to do is I want to go through and I just want to cut the tops off of those because I want this to be a freestanding island. We're just going to take a brief moment here to go and clean up the chaff, all these little bits of land out in the water that just look a bit ugly. We are going to trim, get rid of, move away. Just like that, we have ourselves a nice clean landmass. We're going to also go to the paint bucket tool, the land brush tool. We're going to paint land in the areas that are imperfect, incomplete because of the raise land tool. Make it nice and neat. And you know, I'm a pretty big fan of the coastline that we have going on here. This style of coastline. Really quickly though, I am going to drop some of this back into the ocean, just like that maybe, and then we'll call that good. So we've got ourselves this island chain here. maybe we keep that one. Maybe we go to the raise land tool and we actually give it a little bit more of a fighting chance. We're going to shrink the size of this one. We're going to add some to the top of that, but I don't want it to hit the edge of the map. And then over here, we're just going to add a couple little nuggets of island here. We're going to make one of them a little bit bigger. Just like that. Cool, we've got our island chain set up and ready to go here. Really quickly, let's go ahead back to the water and let's do the coastline. Right now we have the irregular blend going in about that far. Let's see if we can find anything else that we enjoy. Uniform blend. And let's, once again, let's switch to black so that we can really see what this looks like. We'll change it back later if we choose to. Uniform band, uniform blend, things a little darker, uniform outline, which if we do the FX distance, you can see the outline going into the wall, so we can actually, ooh, you know, I think we might be onto something here. We might be onto something here if we change this to a blue, and let's grab the eyedropper and let's match the color of the, oh, I think I matched the color of the wrong part of that color, yep. And then we're going to move it up a little bit to the white so it's kind of within that warmth. And just like that, we have that. We have the coastal FX distance. We're going to shrink that down just a little bit to give this area just a little room to breathe. And I think it is my humble opinion that we can then blend this completely out so the insides of the area are completely pristine. And then we go to the landmass outline color, and then we're going to do the same exact thing. We're going to grab our little eyedropper tool, we're going to make it this dark purple, and then we're going to knock it even darker. And that will give a nice contrast that all lives in this nebulous blue space that we're working in here. So if we zoom in, we have this really nice color pattern where you have the light blue contrasting with the light blue and the dark outline contrasting with the dark outline, but we have these sections of land which are very well defined. So we're just going to go back to our land settings, and no, we're not going to generate new land because that would be tragic. We are going to go ahead with the ground texture. We're going to see if we can find one that we enjoy using, and unfortunately they all kind of look the same. I think vintage might be the way to go though. Vintage might very well be nice, but one of the disappointing things about Wonderdraft, and one of the things that I hope that they will add eventually, is the ability to change the ground in the same way that you can change the water with all the different settings. But this looks really cool, so I'm excited to get working on this map. Really quickly, though, I do have an idea for a compass rose, so I just want to go ahead and put that down, but I want to go ahead and I want to make it solid white. I want to make a solid white compass rose, and I want it to be... Maybe this is a pirate island. Maybe this is a piratey island, and so we will. I like to have my compass rose usually down in this corner, but maybe we'll go opposites today and we'll put it up in that one, and that really stands out as something interesting. But now let's go to our land brush tool. Actually, no. Before we do that, let's zoom in and let's go and fix these islands a little bit. Neaten up those coastlines to the best of our ability. Sorry if I'm rushing a little bit today. I have this idea in my head to make this a faster daily map than the other maps, just because of the ludicrous amount of time that I've spent recently on daily maps. Partially for your sanity, partially for mine. I think tomorrow, actually, I'm going to be doing an Incarnate map, though, on the free version of Incarnate, for those of you who don't have Wonderdraft 2. I also realized that I'm titling my videos wrong, calling them Daily Map 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Does a really bad job of marketing for the channel, but unfortunately, I don't really care how big my YouTube channel gets. It's more of a personal project for me to do something that I find fun, which is create tabletop RPGs, tabletop fantasy maps, and share my experiences with those who specifically want to see how I do things. And so I think I'm okay with leaving it a little bit on the screwed up side title-wise. And who knows, maybe a select few people will figure out what my channel is all about and be down with that and come and say hi. So that's, you know, it's wrong, but it's right. Look at that. Let's drop this into the water a little bit and just kind of make a shape that's interesting. Happy accidents. Happy little accident. That, on the other hand, is an unhappy accident because we wanted our brush tool. We took our eraser tool, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And just like that, we've got this area here. And you know what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to the brush menu. I'm going to go down to the farmlands, which are these really crazy neon colors here. And I'm going to color this yellow. Just like that. And you know what? This thing's going to be yellow as well. And this thing's going to be yellow. And then we're going to grab an orange. And these are all going to be this deep, deep orange. And then we're going to go and we're going to grab a red. And you know, this really big continent, of course this big continent right here will be the salmon red. And we just want to make sure we go over the coastlines, not leave any white spots. Oops, and I got a little bit on the white, which means since I didn't pick up my mouse, I have to go in and do the whole thing again. Let's just go ahead and grab our super heavy brush. We don't want this to be opaque in any way, shape, or form. So let's just go ahead and slop that paint on, and we're going to paint that red. And you know, maybe this island's red over here as well, and now we're going to need an even different color. We're going to go green, and maybe this island is green, and that island is green, and that island is green down there. And then we're going to need some new colors. Let's go up to the stones. Let's grab a nice brown color, and maybe these little islands over here are brown. And then let's go ahead, let's go back down to our farm yellow, and let's paint this yellow as well. And what do we have created here? Which I recognize now, ironically, that my colorblind self cannot see that these are green, but I remember that they're green because we just painted them green. I believe they're this color. I wonder if this color will look a little, yeah, that helps me discern the difference between the two of those. And you know, maybe they wouldn't, maybe this one would be yellow. Maybe this one would totally be yellow. And so what we've created is we've created like a nation map. Maybe these are all the different factions that control this area. Maybe there's a red faction and a yellow faction and a green faction that's kind of been beaten back by the yellow, and then the orange faction and the brown faction. So maybe actually this would all be yellow. Maybe the yellow has won over the green, and the yellow and the red are the two big factions, then the orange and then the brown. Which actually, I think this brown, since it goes along with the other more bright colors, would make more sense. And I think that looks super cool. I think that looks super duper cool. So let's go ahead and add some symbols to this. We are going to go ahead and we're going to add... This might actually come in as the fastest map in the history of Silent Cartographer. As we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn the main thing yellow, we're going to turn the second thing black, we're going to go ahead and turn the third thing black as well, give it a nice black outline, and we are going to go ahead and grab the capital thing. Where is the capital of yellow? That's a trick question. We're going to turn that black, we're going to turn this, not yellow, we're going to turn this yellow. That doesn't really give the effect that I want it to. No, we want this to be black. See, I want them to stand out, but I also want them to be the same color as the... I guess, you know... Well, whoa. I don't want to put the Great Wall of China down. Okay, so this is going to totally work out. So we're going to take this yellow color here. We're going to... Oops. Can I close... Can I... No, that's not at all what I wanted. Thank you. There we go. Click over here. Now we have our... Now we have our symbol. And we can... Excuse me, this is supposed to scale the symbol. Hello? Wonderdraft, you're having a... Wonderdraft is having a bit of a conniption right now. There we go. Wonderdraft has solved itself. We're going to bump this up to 100. And we are going to put down the yellow capital. I think I have multiple things selected, but I don't know how that's possible. Unless I've somehow enabled a setting that that has... No, do not shuffle symbols. I think that was what was causing the problem. So let's briefly go back. Let's grab this. Let's grab the red color that we've been using. Let's grab this again, and then we're going to go with the red capital, and the red capital is going to go right down here. And then we're going to grab another color. That color is going to be the orange that we used for this, and I think obviously the orange capital will be over here. We are going to go ahead and we're going to grab the fourth and final color, which is this brown color over here, and this brown color is going to be right there. And so we've got the 4 nations and their capitals. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to add some cities here to all of these. We're going to get scared by the Wonder Draft saving noise, as is the tradition. We're going to put maybe one there, maybe one here. Maybe there's going to be 2 on here. One, oops, that's not what we wanted. Maybe one on here, maybe one on here. And you know what? Now that I'm getting to this, I'm going to delete all these. I'm actually going to take this brown and I'm going to bump it all the way down. I'm going to make it real dark brown so that this this stamp really stands out. Although I think for this particular one, I need to be changing the outline to white to really get it to stand out, so we're going to go ahead and do that. I believe I've put shuffle symbols back on. Yes, I have. Caught it this time, though. And so we're going to just put down these little settlements. Look at all these different areas. Maybe there's no settlement on this island. Maybe this island's just for a lighthouse or something. We're going to go ahead and we're going to grab our capital. We're going to switch our color to the yellow. We're going to make that super yellow. To make it super yellow, we're actually going to go even brighter yellow than before. And that is aggressively hard to see, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our white, we're going to drop it to black, and then suddenly, if we go to our symbol tool, now that's a little bit easier to see. I can see it, so you can too. We're going to replace that, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to place down our major cities here. We're going to put that one there, we're going to put that one there. Maybe there's 1 on this island over here, maybe there's 2 on this island here, 1 on that island there, and then a whopping 3 on this island here. There's none on that island there. And of course we have this island here. Who could forget about this island over here, where you have this area? And then now we're going to go ahead and we're going to go back here. We're going to grab our red color. We're going to select our capital symbol. We're going to put that capital symbol down, but we're going to actually undo that because we're going to make this super red. Just like we made the other thing super yellow, we're going to make these super red, and that's going to make it super easy to see. And actually what we're going to do is we're going to switch this from black to white, and that is going to really stand out now. It's going to be way easier to see. So we're going to have 1 city here, 1 city here. This giant continent has lots of little cities. Look at this. We've got 1 over here, we've got 1 over there. Of course we've got 1 here, but maybe this island only has 1. Maybe this has a bunch of jungle on it or something. But we'll never know, because we're not gonna do anything other than just adding these symbols. And once again, we're gonna go from orange to super orange. We're gonna push that orange a little towards yellow to make it a little bit brighter. We're gonna drop it to black to give it some more definition. And we are gonna go ahead and we're gonna add the capital there. We're gonna add a city here. We're gonna add a city here. We're gonna add a city here. And then maybe none on this area over here. And just like that, we have ourselves a world map. And that's record time. That's almost 20 minutes. I think that we had an encounter map that we did that almost took 20 minutes, but this is awesome. I love the way that this looks. I love the way that this turned out. There is no reason to add anything else to this map. In my mind, this map is 110% completed. And this is just ready to put in front of your players and to toss out into the world. So that being said, thank you so much for watching. I've been Jay the Silent Cartographer. Not so silent, not so much of a cartographer. If you would like to use this map in your personal projects, not your professional work, there will, as always, be a download link to Imgur, whatever you want to call Imgur, in the description down below, where you can download the full resolution export of this very map, as well as any of the other maps from any of the other daily maps. If you enjoy this content, please subscribe, because I post one of these every single day. Some of them are a lot more involved. Some of them are just like this, where they're very, very simple, but I invite you to come along for the adventure. Anyways, yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video, and have an amazing day. Under 20 minutes. That's a good feeling.